What you been doing? What you have for lunch?
Let's do an intro. I want to do an intro.
Okay. Do you want to do the intro then?
Yeah, let me do the
All right, you do the intro and I'll do the outro.
Okay.
Okay.
What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Born2BNerd Podcast. We're here. Energy is great.
Energy's
Ethan's
great. I've had an entire Ghost energy. we're not sponsored. Okay, if you wanted to sponsor us, Ghost, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But
I wanted to ask you, what do you think of my haircut?
I think I've already told you. I think your hair, it's beautiful.
The one I just got today or yesterday? This is a brand new haircut. I got it yesterday.
Is it? All right. Well, hell. It looks the same as before, kind of.
No.
Hold on, turn around. Give me a little.
Okay, hold on.
Give us a little twirl on the catwalk.
It's like, it's way shorter.
Yeah, but you're still doing like middle part.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like falling in your eyes a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very Jack Dawson.
But it's like, last time I did it with like a little bit more shagginess over the face to give it more of like that like biker boy, like that cute, like biker.
That was not biker boy.
Yeah, it was.
That was not biker boy.
It was.
What biker boy?
I don't know. It was more.
James
I was going for more like almost like a Leonardo from Titanic look.
I literally just said Jack Johnson or Jack Dawson.
Oh, is that
now? Yeah, now your
this
current
is,
one.
No, this is shorter than that.
That is Jack Dawson.
No.
His comes to his cheeks. Yours doesn't quite come to your cheeks anymore. But the way his isn't just. Here's the thing about Leo in that movie. His hair isn't crazy. It's actually very controlled.
Yeah.
And the way it is now and the way it kind of naturally falls because it doesn't have the excess weight to it, I think that looks more like Jack Dawson.
See, I think the last one.
I literally just said Jack Dawson before you even said that.
I just didn't know. Dawson. Yeah, I didn't know his last name was Dawson, so I didn't know who you were talking about. But the last one, it was longer. Like the curtains were longer, and so it had more. I feel like more of that, like
the beef curtains.
The like, huh?
What?
Meat curtains?
Yeah.
Anyways, it had more of like the Connor from like
Connor?
Yeah, Connor from Terminator too.
John Connor?
Yeah, John Connor. It kind of had that kind of vibe. This one is more like
I mean, those are in the same vein.
Yeah,
I'd say
I know that's the kind of style.
His is way more messy than Jack's.
I know.
Is.
That's the style I was like. Those are the styles I was kind of like in that range. But this one, she cut the curtains like way higher, and so it has more of like an adult, like more of like a grown up look to it than I wanted to have it kind of like youthful. But this is fine. It's just not exactly what I was like hoping for.
I like it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just gonna grow out.
I know.
It'll be fine.
I know.
I've had plenty of haircuts where I'm like, well, that was a little shorter than I wanted.
Yeah, I know. But now I'm like a little more conscious about it because the last one, when I got it cut, like I went from, having like 13-inch long hair to having like short hair. Like I was in love with it. Like every day I was just like, dang, this looks really good.
Damn,
and then this one is just, I'm a little bit more self-conscious about it. I'm like, is it nice? Does it look good? Mm-hmm. So just checking on your
No, I like it. I think it looks great.
Not me fishing for compliments.
I think it's very handsome. And it suits your face well. It doesn't hide your cheekbones. That's the thing, is that your cheeks are nice and exposed. You can see your face.
Yeah.
A lot of more. It's a good face. Yeah. I'd show it. What
do you think about my facial hair?
It's wonderful. Yeah. That's great. Are you still using your beard balm or your beard oil?
No.
Yeah.
No. What do you think of
your arm hair? I'm glad you don't shave.
I trim my armpits. You trim your armpits?
I have to. It looks like you remember in what is that movie? Number 1, where he opens up his and he's like, it's just a weed whacker. Like, man, somebody get that kid a weed whacker for Christmas. What is that? Where he's got, is it 8 Crazy Nights? So this is number 1. It's a cartoon, some kind of cartoon, and it's this redheaded kid. And it looks like a bush. That's what mine looked like, but it's black. Mm-hmm. And so I have to have to trim it down. Otherwise, it's just insane.
Yeah. I don't like it when the hairs come out of the, like, when your
shirt?
arms are closed.
Yeah.
Oh, the shirt is the worst.
When you can see it sprouting out the ends of your shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so gross.
Yeah, you got to trim it back, bud.
But, like, if you have, like, your shirt off and you have your arms closed and it's just, like, peeking out.
Your shoulder butt crack there.
Yeah. It looks like, it reminds me of when, like, grass is growing out of the cracks of a sidewalk. It's like little weeds sticking out.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
No, I think everyone should do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You don't have to go bald or anything, but a little upkeep.
Yeah.
It's
You
nice.
trim your butt hair?
My butt hair? No.
You don't trim your butt hair?
No.
You don't get tangles?
No, I
don't
don't
get
actually.
Mm.
And I mean, one of my ex-girlfriends said I had a butt like a baby gorilla.
Aw.
Yeah, she thought it was cute. She was like, little baby gorilla butt. I was like, I was always a little self-conscious because I had like the reverse happy trail back there, like where it goes in my lower back and then it starts going down. But no, I don't never have. But because, and here's why, I nared my ass in high school once. I lost a bet with this guy named Derek. Sorry, his name is Derek. And I lost a bet, and no, I didn't lose a bet. I won the bet, and he had to nair his ass. And I was like, you know what? Out of solidarity, I don't care. I'll nair my ass too. It'll be funny. And I remember sitting in class, and my ass itched so bad. It felt like I had spiders crawling on my ass. And I just remember sitting there like gripping the chair, like trying to get as much tension on my ass as I could, just wiggling back and forth, trying to itch my ass. Oh man, it was so bad. So no, ever since then I've never shaved my butt. Never.
Fair.
Not once.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend it.
No, you need the hair there.
Yeah.
But
also I've never gotten tangles.
Yeah,
like I've heard people talk about getting like when they run, getting tangles in their butt. Ooh. I've never got that. I've gotten like on the inner parts of my thighs. If like I wasn't wearing compression shorts that like snugged up. Like if there was a big scoop where I was getting a little chub rub. Yeah. Thigh on thigh. Ooh, ow. Yeah. Like that creates those little twisties, and then I go to like jump on a curb or something, and it's like it pulls out like 10 hair at once. But no, nothing crazy.
Yeah. So what you been up to?
Oh, just trying not to get twisties in my butt hair, I guess. No, just watching some. I started working a little bit more, so that was nice. No, I don't know if I talked to you about Born2BNerd. Have I ever talked to you about that show? I started watching it. No. And it's kind of an older one. It's an anime. Came out in like 2007, 5, 7, somewhere in there. The manga came out in the 90s. I think that's right. Yeah, it came out in the 90s. And it's kind of like in the vein of Initial D, kind of. But it's I kind of have done a little bit of a deep dive into it because it's like one of those things like art imitating life, but at the same time like this Ouroboros effect of like the art increasing how many people in real life are doing what is happening in the art. You know what I mean? Okay. So it revolves around these street racers in Japan. Which is based on an actual club in the 80s and 90s called Club Midnight. And these guys were like, they set out to be like the baddest street racers in Japan. The times that they were doing at the time and the builds they were doing at the time, it was very like this territorial thing where like you'd have in-club battles, but then you'd also have like, they're literally taking over territories and stuff, right? So this kind of became popular, and then word got out or it was secret. It was a secret thing. And to the point where like members of this actual club didn't know, the top name 4 guys did, or 6 guys, the founders, they knew each other. But it got to a point where like they weren't telling anyone their last names, like even within the club, because they wanted an anonymity. in case, because it's illegal. They're street racing. And so basically what it was is these people doing the Wangan loop and racing, until the wee hours of the morning with these crazy souped up JDM legend cars. So this guy basically took three of the biggest cars in that scene, which was a 280Z, or not a 280Z, a Fairlady Z, a 240, which had like this crazy LZ 2.8 in it, which was bored out, and it's insane. And then there was this Porsche, which was like the founder of Club Midnight. That was his car, and then GTR R32. And in the anime, it took those three. Those are your main cars, and but it gives like this. It's a total different like tone than like Initial D, right? So Initial D is like sort of, it's actually pretty lighthearted all throughout it. It's got a bunch of comedy relief, especially with Takami's friend. I can't remember his name. Have you ever watched Initial D? I can't remember.
I have not.
I thought you had watched Initial D.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, one of his friends, he's like the comic relief of the whole thing, and he's throughout it. And him and another guy who was with the Red Suns, and then blah, 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 blah. This doesn't have that. There's like almost zero comedy in this show. It's darker, and even like the undertones, like the score of it in general, is this haunting theme that's always playing throughout the episodes. And it's like this car, the Z, the main character's car, Aki, I think his name is. He has this car they call the Devil Z, which he's trying to find a new car because he gets smoked by the Blackbird, which is that black Porsche I was talking about. And so he wants a faster car, and he finds the Z in a junkyard, and the guy's like, "You don't want that car? Trust me. Like, actually, it was scheduled to be crushed today, because the owner said that was the stipulation of giving it to us. He wants it crushed." Turns out, and this is all in the first episode, so it's not a spoiler. The previous owner of that car was killed in that car, racing the Wangan against the Blackbird that he just lost to. And so it's like so far I'm 20 episodes in, I think. And the whole thing is like, is it actually haunted, this car? Like, is there this supernatural theme? Because that's what it kind of feels like a lot of the times. Like the car itself is its own entity. It's alive. It gives like, I don't know if you've ever seen Christine. It's Christine's Stephen King book that they made into a movie, a John Carpenter movie, where this car is possessed and it kills people, and it like slowly corrupts this young kid who fixes it up. Yeah. It like makes him become this nerdy kid and this like asshole, like this dick who tries to kill people. But it gives kind of vibes like that, and but it does these like art jumps where it's kind of cool if you're like a JDM fan, like of like JDM cars, where it's like every 2 episodes ish, it's got a new car that's like coming up to challenge the main 3 cars, and it's like I don't know, it's a weird pace. Like the show itself, I kind of find that it's like it's less about like an overarching arc, and it's almost monster of the week, car of the week, if you will. But it's really cool. And it gives me, because I am in like a big JDM phase right now. And so that scratches that itch. Yeah. For sure. But it is really fun. Just to see all these like races, these street races and stuff. So that's kind of about what I'm watching. Cool. Right now. Long to say, that's what I've been up to. What about you? What have you been into?
Man, I've been working with this move.
Yeah.
That's been so fun. It's my favorite thing ever. I want to do it every day. Let's just be in the process of moving for the rest of my life. You should be a
professional mover.
No.
2 girls, 1 Lance.
What? Anyways, but we've been dealing with one thing after the other.
Yeah.
We had this issue with Wolf, Ashley's dog, where we got a complaint that we had to deal with, and then we told them that like Wolf is a service dog.
Yeah.
He's a retired racing greyhound that was converted, or not converted, but like he has since actually rescued him and kind of switched him into the role of an emotional support animal.
Yeah.
And he's amazing. He's a great dog, but he's practically mute.
Yeah.
Like he almost doesn't make.
You said he's like super lazy, right? Like he kind of just like lays around all day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, I mean, he's out of energy. Like he was raced. I just found out that he was not just a racing greyhound, but he was one of the best.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like he was racing in like AAA races.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like he was raced really hard because he was a winner. And so, yeah, so he ages really fast. He deteriorates a lot faster than other dogs. So he's only 7, but he looks like he's, 14. But he's a sweet boy, but he's very quiet. He doesn't make any noise. He just lays. Like if he has to go out, he will get a little vocal, but it's like this, like very, very quiet, like this really quiet, high pitched whine. It's almost like the most energy he could muster just to get a little whine out. Yeah. And that's it. That's all he does. I've heard him bark before, but it's very rare. And so we got a noise complaint in the middle of like dealing with all my health issues because I had COVID between last episode and this episode.
Right.
Yeah. And so while I had COVID, I actually had a back spasm, like a really bad back spasm. So she was in bed for a week. And on top of that, Wolf got sick. So I took him home with me here so that I wasn't infecting Ashley with my COVID.
Yeah. And B, like she literally couldn't.
She couldn't get up to take Wolf out. Yeah. So I brought him here. Anyways, when I went back to her apartment, after I was better, there was a notice on the door for a noise complaint about the animal, which makes no sense at all.
Because he wasn't even there.
He wasn't even there. And if it was like a delayed response to like an earlier time, it still doesn't make any sense because he doesn't make a peep. Yeah. Like he really doesn't. And any noises he does make are usually during the day. Yeah. Because at night he sleeps with us. Like not with us, but like he sleeps on our time frame. So like he doesn't wake up. He doesn't like he just does his thing. So it was very frustrating. And then we took actions to tell the complex that it wasn't him. They're like, hey, he was sick. He wasn't here. Like he's a quiet dog. There are tons of dogs surrounding our apartment that make tons of noise all night. There's a German Shepherd that lives next door that literally howls 24/7.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Are there any other dogs around that are?
Yeah, but when we brought that up, they were like, no, this person was very specific about your apartment. So then it started to feel like a personal attack, you know? So we pointed out that it wasn't him, that he's basically mute. Yeah. And then we got a county warning, from the county, from Animal Control Services. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. This happened yesterday.
Oh, shit.
And it was extremely upsetting. So then Ashley had to send an email saying like, hey, I didn't bring this up before, but like he's a retired racing dog with very low energy, very silent. Yeah. He's elderly, so he's going blind. He's also a support animal, so he's trained to like be able to move in public, like be in public. He's very quiet. He's very mannered. Like,
yeah, the behavior you're describing is not that of my dog. Yeah.
Like he's literally been trained to not do anything that you would complain about. Yeah. And so they like called her today to apologize because they didn't have it in the records that he was a support animal. Yeah. And that if they had their records straight, like they would have disregarded the complaint. But that's been frustrating because he's a sweet, sweet boy.
He's a good baby.
Yeah. And it reminds me of like whenever I got in trouble when I was in middle school. Mm-hmm. And I was like someone had like done something really bad and then pinned it on me. Mm. And then I got in trouble. Oops, sorry. I got in trouble. And everyone was like, what? Like, are you coming at Lance right now?
You bullshit me right now?
This little quiet boy that just sits in class and just takes notes and doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think you got the wrong guy. But yeah, that's what we've been dealing with this week. I miss content. I haven't been able to play video games. I haven't been able to watch anything.
Oh.
The only thing I've been watching is like the one weekly episode of Solo Leveling.
Yeah, I still haven't watched any of it.
Huh?
I haven't watched any of it yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I haven't.
You haven't watched any Solo Leveling?
I've watched 0 Solo Leveling.
That's a lie.
I am not lying. Hand to God.
I thought you said you wanted to talk about it.
I do want to talk about it once I've watched it.
I thought we just talked about talking about it.
We've never talked about talking about it.
We just talked when we talked about doing this podcast the other day. You were like, "Oh, I want to talk about Solo Leveling." I was like, "Well, let's save it for the podcast."
I mean, eventually, once I watch it, I haven't.
We were just talking about it.
Nay, I say
we were just talking about it. I could have sworn.
Negatron.
Did I dream this?
I think you might have because I've never watched it.
Didn't we want to talk about an anime?
You asked me maybe during the first podcast that I think maybe you said something about Solo Leveling, and I was like, yeah, I haven't watched it. I'm waiting for more episodes to come out so that I can watch a chunk of it at a time.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Maybe but I most definitely have not.
Then what anime were we planning on talking about?
I said something about, what was it called? Oh, ow. That was my ear hole. Ninja Kamui?
Oh, I haven't watched that.
God damn it. We didn't plan this out too well, did we?
I just don't have time, man. I know there's one episode out.
Yeah, well, okay, so also, I've worked, like, kind of normal the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that, also. Because I was going to talk to you about, whatchamacallit?
Mm-hmm.
Kakushigoto? Kakushigoto?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've almost done with it. Yeah, Kakushigoto.
Yeah.
I was going to talk to you about that because I'm almost done with it. I have like 2 episodes to go, and I was going to finish it before this podcast, and I was doing stuff with my motorcycle earlier today, and it just didn't happen.
Okay. How many episodes do you have left?
I have 2.
Okay. Then I will say, do you want to like talk about it in full?
We can talk about it some.
Okay. Well, then this next segment may contain spoilers.
Whoa.
If you haven't watched Kakushigoto,
whoa,
maybe we can insert a timestamp.
So I'm going to insert a timestamp now. Okay.
And if you don't care about spoilers, you can continue to listen.
Yeah. Do you remember what you're about to say? Is it pre-episode 10?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to ask you, like, what do you think? And
okay. All right.
Hope that, like, you know, if you want to keep it spoiler free, you can keep it spoiler free. But
I mean, I'm going to talk about what I know so far.
Yeah,
okay,
that's fine.
So, no, I love it. It's kind of like what we talked about in the last episode. It's super sweet. It's really wholesome. I am a little. So the thing about this show that the thing this show does a lot is like at the end of every episode, it cuts flash forward to that next section where she's, you know, figuring out who her dad was. And it always ends with like her or another character being like, well, it'll be like, or at least that's what they thought anyway. You know, and then the episode ends. Like he like it was talking about like, you know, about this manga artist, one of the artists that worked under him. He's like working at a shop, and a guy comes in to get a magazine, and like the headline of it is like, top 10 manga artists that just disappeared from history and left their readers, you know, with nothing to go on. And he's like, that's not what happened. You know, he didn't just leave. And then ... and the episode ends. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then like the next episode at the end of it, the dude who's like his little assistant, or he's like the rep from the publisher company, who's always fawning over his housekeeper, Gocho's housekeeper. He's like talking to the girl with like the whitish hair.
been a while since I've seen it.
Who works, but they're sitting at a same similar thing. Like they're sitting at a cafe or something, and they're like, that's what they think about him. But really, he actually had different motives the whole time. And then end episode, you're like, come on! But they kind of don't really pick up where they look, because I'm watching these back to back.
Yeah,
and they don't really pick up in the next episode with what they're talking about at the end of the last episode. So I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure out, like, I just want to know the secret. So I want to finish the last 2 episodes so I can just know the big secret.
You gotten choked up yet?
Oh, yeah, dude. What was the one? Not the one where he's like trying to do this. Was it the dog? Yeah. The dog where what's her name? Mika? No. What the hell was her name? Mika?
I don't know.
Mika! Does that sound right? He's always saying her name, and I can't. Mika! Is that maybe? I don't remember. But she wants a dog, and he finally is like, "All right, we're gonna get a dog." And then he goes to get the dog, and all of them are gone. And so he has to, and like, there's this part where she's like, "Yeah, I probably would have not been a good dog on her anyway because I'm just a little girl or something." And she's like, it's definitely for the best that I didn't get a dog because I wouldn't have been a good dog on her. And I'm just like, oh. And then he's like, and he runs off, and he's the grandpa is like, this is the fourth in line of the lineage, or this is the third. 1, 2, 3, the third in line of the lineage of that dog. And then it talks about the picture. They find the picture of them, of the mom that the grandpa had painted, and it's like, they're like, when did they get this dog? And she's like, that's actually her mom with her dog that she had as and I'm like, oh God. And then later on, when it's talking about, I don't know if it's the same episode, it might be the next episode, where he finds, he goes to that house that she has, that she's later on going through, and he finds a painting that wasn't there before, that's dated after his wife died. And it's like, what could have been, or like, I forget what the thing says, but it says something like a possible outcome, or like basically like what could have been an alternate path or something like that. And it's all 3 of them sitting at the table together, and he's just like, he kind of loses it and does the crying and running in the rain or whatever. And he and he almost gets killed because he like almost runs directly into the train as the train's coming by, and the guy grabs him. Just like, God, man. Yeah, it's really good. I really like it.
Yeah. What do you think the outcome of this show is going to be?
Well, I thought that he was going to be dead. Like, and that's kind of what it alludes to, but I don't know how that ties into like why he would be dead, or what killed him, or like, he's not around.
Yeah.
So I would assume he's dead. I think he's dead. I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Unless he has like cancer or something.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to find out. Not too heavy of a spoiler, actually. I think everything we talked about is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show. I'm excited for you to finish it and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
That intro.
Dude, Bob. God. Absolute Bob. Yeah.
And the visuals, like, oof, so good. I love a good father-daughter anime.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's so good. Yeah. I'm about to finish that. I've got like 6 episodes of One Gone Midnight, and those are the only ones that I'm like watching like continuously right now. I just started that one, that Kamui one, last week. This week. It's cool. it's weird. Like, I won't go into spoilers or anything, but it gives me different vibes.
Yeah.
Like, it is an anime, but I think who was the director? It's a North American name director that I know, and I was like, who the hell is that? So I don't know who all was behind the anime. It's not just like some bigger Japanese studio.
Yeah.
It's kind of it seems like a passion project of some North American people as well. But it's got vibes like John Wick
yeah.
kind of vibes.
Yeah.
But also like Deadly Class.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, like there's the last arc of Deadly Class is kind of what it reminded me of, in a very good way, because that's one of my favorite arcs of Deadly Class.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really dug it. The visuals are sick.
Yeah, I've seen like a clip of it on TikTok that was really dope. It was a little fight scene.
Alleyway fight?
No, it was in a living room.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the first episode.
Yeah. And it was really cool. So I like stopped watching like when I realized it was a new anime, but I saw a little clip and it seems like something I'm really excited to try. Yeah. I might try to watch that tonight or something, but the only time I get to watch something is like basically right before bed.
Yeah.
So, I've been behind. There's a lot of stuff I want to watch right now. So much.
Yeah.
It seems like this season of anime is very heavy with like lots of awesome series.
Yeah. Oh, I am late to the party on this. I've heard people talk about it before. Have you watched Free Ren?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't watched all of it. I've watched the first 4 episodes, I think.
What are your thoughts on the first 4?
It's fantastic.
Knowing me and what I like, do you think I would like it?
100%.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, 100%. I think that Freyren like is one that is going to be able to be recommended to most
really
artistically like driven fans, I guess.
Yeah.
People that just want to watch fights and stuff, probably not as much.
Perfect.
But like people who want art are all will be. It's already. If you don't quit hitting that table,
I gotta do something with my arms.
Yeah.
You're
just making noise everywhere. The direction of it is fantastic. It's kind of like, it reminds me a little of To Your Eternity.
Okay.
But it seems like
love that
highly, like even more high quality direction and animation, and it's very solid. It's already won like top charts in terms of like ratings and stuff.
Yeah. I knew it was one of the big ones that came out this season.
Yeah, I think apparently I don't know too much about it yet, but I've like from what I've watched, they put like from some really solid animation in every episode.
Yeah.
Just about. And it's like quiet, but also like has moments of like heavy action. It's almost kind of like what I've heard people describe as an anime version of Lord of the Rings.
Oh. Okay.
With a little bit more like poetic like storytelling.
Yeah.
Because it's about like, do you know anything what it's about?
I know it's about. Isn't it about a girl who was like a big adventurer and like a really powerful mage or something, and then her quest is over.
Yeah,
and so she wants to just like help people instead of
kind of.
DPS.
Yeah, basically like she is an elf.
Yeah.
So she lives for hundreds of years.
Yeah. And all her party's dead.
Yeah, like I mean. Yeah, they are the heroes.
Yeah.
Like she had the hero party. They saved the world basically.
Yeah.
And so the world's been saved. The big boss has been defeated.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, well, now what do we do? You know, like she's having to discover like what a journey looks like whenever there's no big journey. You know? And then she's also doing like a self-discovery thing where like, since she lives so long, like her attachments aren't as strong as humans, you know?
Yeah.
And so it like, I think the anime is created to kind of challenge her way of thinking. From what I can tell, like, no spoilers because I don't really know where it's going yet. Mm-hmm. But it seems like that's the focus is like, it's just kind of like To Your Eternity is about the same thing where it's like kind of shows the fragility of life, the complexity of humanity, and just kind of like celebrates, life in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really good so far. Really liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was curious about it. I've had it since it came out. I was like, I want to watch it, and then it just kept getting buried in like other stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, we share the same. I'm using your account so you can see all the stuff that I keep adding to my list. It just keeps adding and it never goes down.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's up. It's on my list to watch.
Yeah,
it looked really nice. Really appealing.
I want another short and sweet one. I'm like craving another short and sweet one. Another like 11 episode, 12 episode series that'll just like, I want to be broken, dude. I want to be broken.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like the last anime that I watched that broke me was surprising called 3D Kanojo.
I haven't watched that one.
It's just about, it's a romance about this nerdy outcast that gets asked out by the like, I don't want to say the word like, like slut, but she's like known as like the gal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But she asks him out because he's different or something.
Wait, what's it called again? 3D what?
3D Kanojo.
3D.
Yeah, like 3D girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's just like a gamer, and then she like asks him out, and obviously like she's gorgeous. And so like he says yes for whatever reason. And then it's about like, it's not necessarily a slice of life, but has like some slice of life elements of like following their relationship. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, the last 2 episodes of that show.
Is it like a bunny girl senpai type thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of that same, like not like nowhere near the same type of plot, but the same emotional, like,
yeah,
it's like really sweet, really cute, but it will break you. Oh my God. I remember watching the last 2 episodes for the second time. I've seen it twice. And the second time I watched it, bro, literally like mouth open, mouth agape crying. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, I was crying so hard and I already knew what was going to happen. But the way they delivered the emotions in the last 2 episodes, man, it's like Your Lie in April, like Anohana
type
level.
Of bombs.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. But I need that. I want to feel that again.
No, I totally get it. The thing, and that's what I'm always kind of chasing. Weirdly enough, I'm forever the sad boy, I guess. After watching Jujutsu Kaisen this past season, though, I told you, I think, and I told my buddy Jeff, I was like, I need something like light, because that shit, I wasn't prepared for how much that one was gonna like just damn, like that shit was heavy. I wasn't prepared for it, and so I wanted something light. So I started watching The Flying Witch, which was like, it's pure serotonin. Like that show is like just sweet.
Yeah, and
I don't think that's gonna make me cry or anything. So that's what I was kind of doing. But then I found Kakushigoto?
Kakushigoto.
Yeah, Kakushigoto?
Kakushigoto.
Yeah. I found that one, so that's what I kind of dove into. And then also got the Wangan thing going, so it was like being split. I never finished Flying Witch.
Yeah.
But I think after watching Kakushigoto, and even with Wangan, how dark Wangan's gotten, I'm going to need something really light after this.
Yeah.
Because I've done too much heavy in a row.
I would say maybe
like light, as in like I might go back and watch Prison School just to laugh.
You need to watch Konosuba then. You need to
Konosuba.
Konosuba is the isekai that's like the comedy isekai that I got you into.
Wait,
or tried.
That's the Birdman.
No, that's Shangri-La Frontier, which is really really good. But No.
Konosuba.
It's Konosuba.
Oh, where
They're all dumb.
Yeah.
Like everyone around him is just absurd.
That's right. I do need to go back and watch
Yeah.
that. I got
I'm telling
5
you-
episodes in. It was really good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that show to me is, I think, in my opinion, I know it's not as like, it is dirty. Like it's very dirty.
Oh, yeah.
Like it gets more dirty as like they introduce the other characters.
Great.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But it's like not quite as like, like intense as Prison School with its perversion.
I love Prison School.
Prison School is great. But I do think, in my personal opinion, it's funnier.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a show that's made me laugh as hard as Konosuba.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, like when things get like, as he's like right now, you're in the stage where he's like slowly building a party.
Yeah.
And so like the chaos is like, it's surging, like it's developing. But when he has the full party and they start getting into their like episodic hijinks, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like every episode is a disaster.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're just watching this dude that's like, apart from like being like Konosuba himself is, or no, that's not his name. I forget what his name is.
The main guy?
Yeah, I forget his name.
I can't remember his name.
But apart from like him just being like a little pervert, you know, like he's basically normal and he's just working with what he has. But like just watching him just trying to like get through the day with like these like team of girls around him that are just like ruining his life.
Yeah.
And they don't even like, what I love about Konosuba is that everything that they do that just like is a disaster, none of them acknowledge.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like they make mistakes and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like I'm trying.
Just keep doing it.
They just do what they do. And he's like, I'm telling you, if you don't stop doing that, I'm going to die. And they're like, but I like doing that. So I guess you're going to die.
Well, I was like watching the one, and I think it's like episode 3 or 4, whenever he meets the knight, the Templar chick.
Darkness.
Yeah, and she comes in.
I love Darkness.
And like they think that when they go to battle to fight cabbages, whatever the hell it is, and she just like what does she do? She's
a high tier like knight paladin guy. Like person,
but she keeps on like taking damage or something to the point where she like almost dies or something. But it like kind of makes her like. Climax, if you will.
She's a
sadist.
She's a sadist, and she doesn't have any accuracy.
No.
So
she has like throwing shit.
She has incredible strength. She's like extremely powerful, but she can't hit anything.
Yeah.
She like doesn't have any accuracy, so everything she swings, she misses.
Yeah.
And then she just gets like bodied, but she like kind of likes
it. She's like,
It's like, everyone loves Darkness. Yeah, Darkness is great. Yeah. I love Darkness. I have a Darkness t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I have my Kodokawa magazine over there with the 3 girls on it.
They're just wrapped up in little.
They're just wearing
kimonos.
Yeah, they're wearing kimonos.
Nice.
Yeah. God, I love Konosuba, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so ready. We're supposed to be getting a new season soon. They just came out with the Megami season. It was just like where she's the main character.
Oh.
Because Megami is hilarious too. They're all hilarious, but I'm really.
That's what I'll watch then. That's what I'm gonna do. Once I finish these 2, that's literally what I'm gonna watch. Because it's what, 12 episodes, 13 episodes?
No. It's a lot.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because you're behind. Like there's 2 seasons and a movie out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think it's like 24 episodes a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the movie. The movie is amazing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That'll give me something to look forward to then.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, I got super hyped up like this past week. I got an ad for a I guess I just didn't read. It was an ad for a Demon Slayer movie in theaters. And I texted my buddy Caleb, who lives back in North Carolina, and I was like, dude, because he loves Demon Slayer. I was like, dude, ready to link up, ready to go see this. New Demon Slayer movie. It's like, new Demon Slayer movie? I was like, it's a new Demon Slayer movie. It came out faster than we thought it was going to. And then I looked and it's like, oh, well, it's actually just like
recap.
Yeah, of the last arc.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be.
I'd still like to see that, but
it's gonna be an amalgamation of the last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
and the first episode of the new season coming.
Oh, okay.
So you are gonna get some new content.
So maybe worth then.
If you want to see it, yeah, we're Ashley and I are gonna go see it.
Have you already got tickets?
Nope, but we will.
Let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be the last 2 episodes of the last season, which are. I mean, that's going to cover an amazing part of the story so far. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be really cool. And we just finished that. Like, I've already seen it, but Ashley just finished that arc. And, like, she loves, I forget the Love Hashira. What?
Oh, girl, butterfly girl?
No, that's not the Love Hashira.
Yeah, she has the butterfly. No, pink and green. No,
that's not butterfly.
Isn't she a butterfly? Oh, no, the other girl's like the butterfly girl.
Yeah, you're thinking of... I forget. I forget their names.
Hinata?
No. The one that does like poisons and stuff?
Yeah, she's got like the gray eyes.
I don't know. No, we're talking about Love Hashira. That's the one with the pink and green braids.
Yeah. Old girl who's just super open of what she wants.
Yeah.
I
love it.
She's like her. Awesome. We like her a lot.
Yeah. And
like old Gams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Saves lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just finished like rewatching that, and so we're excited to like watch the last 2 episodes again. Like, hopefully they do a little bit of adjustment to the animation. Like, you know, if they're doing it as a movie, maybe they'll like up some settings and like, you know, maybe like get rid of some of the ghosting that they do for those.
Well, they'll have to reformat. So, what they have to do a lot of times when they reformat is they're literally like readjusting it for the size of your screen, like at home versus for the theater.
Yeah.
So what a lot of times they're cropping, you know, when they're doing that. So we're missing stuff that was actually in the frame. So I don't know if we're going to, okay, so actually I'm saying that we could be losing actual visual information because if it was initially imagined for the aspect ratio that's on a television screen, it's going to be different for that of... So they're actually going to go the reverse. So in widening it, they're going to lose your upper and lower parameters.
I'm okay with the little bit of cropping. I would just like to see like maybe some resolution adjustments or some lighting adjustments, or maybe even just like some animation improvement. I don't know what they do for the movie because I didn't watch the last recap movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know like what they plan to do. But it'll be cool to rewatch it in a theater. Like, it's a very exciting part of the series. Like, without like saying anything spoilerish, like something very major happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm assuming that maybe we'll get to see like maybe some development of that in the later part of the movie where they just show the first episode of the next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see it. We're gonna go see it in theaters. Should be fun. I'm not like I'm
not to invite myself on your date.
Yeah. We'll see. I had no promises. But I didn't see the last one, and I know a lot of people were upset to find out that it was a recap movie, but I think knowing that it's a recap movie, I'm excited.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
But we have to watch it dubbed.
No, it's both.
I know, but we have to watch it dubbed.
Why?
Because somebody wants to watch it.
God
dubbed.
bless.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
I've never heard it dubbed. They might have a good one.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I watch it dubbed. It's not bad. I would say it's decent quality. The voices typically match. The emotions typically fall in line with what you would expect.
Yeah.
I would say that in my opinion,
your opinion,
although I do think that voice actors do a good job, I don't think, especially like the voice actor of Tanjiro, I don't think he exactly does the best job at manifesting the energy that Tanjiro has, where Tanjiro is the type of like energy that like his presence brings people comfort, right?
Yeah.
The voice actor who plays Tanjiro in the dub, I think puts a little too much angst and a little too much energy behind his voice acting, which kind of, I think, diminishes that level of peace that Tanjiro has because it makes him have a little bit too much energy, which would in turn kind of bring up the energy in everyone around him. That's how energy works, right? Because he's putting that energy out. Other people are going to be absorbing it.
Yeah.
So Tanjiro, like in the sub version, I think it matches better because Tanjiro is someone who like the people that meet him fall in love with his personality. They want him around because he like makes everyone feel safer.
Yeah, it's almost like a different like another ability.
Yeah, like his presence is like a warm blanket.
Yeah.
And in the sub, the voice actor matches that, like very soft, very smooth tones, very quiet, calm, like everything he says, even when he's angry. Like even when Tanjiro is angry, for some reason, his voice in the sub still has a level of peace behind it. Where like, I think it's the amount of resolve, right? Like he may be angry, he may be like about to kill you.
Yeah.
But the resolve in his voice is almost like, you're like, you know what? I do deserve to die. Like, go ahead, cut off my head.
Yeah, you're because right, my man.
He has so much resolve. But I think, in my opinion,
yeah,
the English voice actor puts too much energy and aggression behind it.
You feel like it's almost antagonistic?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of misses the mark.
Yeah.
You know, I think... But again, he's a great voice actor. I think the dub is worth watching. I've been watching it, the rewatch in dub, and I plan on rewatching the movie in sub once I can.
Yeah.
After we watch it in the...
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely, even if I end up going to see it, I'm going to watch the new episodes as they come out. Yeah. So it's subbed.
Yeah.
Speaking of subbed and voice acting, just because you said something about voice acting, our boy, our main boy, the best boy, Nanami san, his voice actor, fucking just the butter, all the butter.
Which one?
Nanami's, yeah.
Oh yeah,
his voice actor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was trying to.
I can't do it.
It was like, I can do
it. It's like.
He like
it's almost that Vin Diesel thing where it's like rocks just rolling, stones rolling over each other.
Yeah, I was trying to oh my it's like it's low, but it's like nasally, so it's like oh my
But him, he is the main guy in Ninja
Kamui.
Yeah, Ninja Kamui. I heard it and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I was like, he got the lead? Our boy is the lead? Yeah. So I think you'll enjoy it.
Cool. Yeah. I'll try to watch that episode tonight. I love that voice actor, but you know who my favorite voice actor is? I can't remember his name. Oh! You know what? Sidebar.
What sidebar?
You know what you need, dude? You gotta start watching.
Tell me what it is!
You need to watch Zombieland Saga, dude.
I've watched Zombieland.
Did you?
Yes. What are you talking about? We've had full-on... Wait, have I watched Zombieland? No, I watched...
Zom
100. Yeah.
Zombieland Saga about the girl band of zombies.
Do I know about this?
I don't know. It's a girl band of zombies.
Hold on.
Basically, these zombie girls are like... They were artists in their previous lives before they died, and then they become zombies, and then this guy finds them and becomes their coach to become a girl band, like a girl group.
Wait, what is it called? Zombieland
Saga.
Zombieland Saga.
Yeah.
Dude,
I love
the
this show.
Thumbnails for these. Yeah.
I love that show. I almost bought a what are they called? The box set? Yeah, I almost bought a box set for it because I love it so much.
Okay.
It's really funny.
Wait, it's new? Or it's old?
No,
it's 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the new it.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking it's totally thinking of something else then.
Yeah. The voice actor of their coach is my favorite Japanese voice actor.
Okay.
I'll have to show you some clips, not of Zombieland Saga per se, but of his voice acting.
All right.
Because his voice acting is so funny. Did you watch Bungo Stray Dogs?
I've never seen Bungo Stray Dogs.
Okay,
I know.
You might miss this guy. You might
I
miss this
know.
guy. He may like. You don't know about this guy. He's a phenomenal voice actor. I don't know what else he does. I can't think of it right now, but I'll have to show you after.
The Japanese voice actor you're talking about.
He's a Japanese voice actor.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
he is phenomenal. He does like his characters. Like he does voice acting within his voice acting.
Yeah.
So like he changes his voice and stuff throughout.
Oh, okay.
Depending on like his energy. He does it for fun. Like his characters will often like use voice acting as personality traits.
Yeah.
And he's so funny. Like he sounds like his characters sound like real people, and I love it.
Okay.
He got a role in that new anime about the kids show cast that like it's about this cast of like kids show cast members where they
no.
they're very cynical and like they like are in their 30s and they're just miserable and stuff like that. Oh, it's a comedy that came out that was got a little higher. Anyways, I was gonna tell you that was my favorite voice actor, but you don't know who he is, so I'll have to show you afterwards.
Sorry, yeah, just show me.
Zombieland Saga, you should watch it. It's good. It's got good music. The art isn't always the best, but it's not really focused on the art. It's focused on the music, the story. I'll show you the intro. The intro is great.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, we gotta get ready for the league night. Anyways.
Yeah, it's actually we've got like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we actually have kind of a fun day today. We're doing the podcast, and then after we're done with the podcast, we're gonna go to Not Wasteland. Where are we going?
Infinite Realities.
Nope, that's not
Level
it either.
Up Gaming.
Level Up Gaming. That's where we're going. We're gonna go to Level Up Gaming, and we're gonna have some TCG league night.
Yeah.
Time. It's casual. It's not an actual tournament night, so it should be pretty relaxed. Yeah, we're just gonna experiment, have fun a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You've got some new decks, or a new deck since the last time, right?
Yeah, the one that I want to run, I don't have yet. I had to order some singles.
Oh, the
Tyranitar. Garchomp, Tyranitar.
Yeah.
So I ordered those, so they'll be coming to your house soon.
Right.
But I have everything else I need for it. I just need the Garchomp EX and the Tyranitar EX. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good middle ground deck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to get a good bit of wins out of it.
Yeah.
It's just very strong. I think I also believe I've found a combatant for your Miraidon deck to help, because I know that's one of my biggest weaknesses is your Miraidon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like it. I think until I get to like kind of that higher rank where I might need to switch to like Giratina Lost Zone or something, I think it's going to do really well. So I'm just waiting for those singles to come in the mail, and then I can use it hopefully by next weekend.
Yeah. But you're still going to play your Armarouge, or you're playing your Armarouge tonight?
I am going to play Armarouge tonight. I think I'm going to use it as more of a casual deck. I just don't think it's strong enough to compete against some of the stronger decks, but it's so fun to play. So I want to keep using it just in case. But yeah, I like that one. I want to get Guardy back into play. I've been watching some videos, and I know like original Guardy is kind of losing its power in the new meta.
Yeah.
But I've been watching some videos on like people putting Mewtwo v Union back into Gardevoir, which is how Gardevoir was originally created. Mm-hmm. So originally Gardevoir was a Mewtwo v Union deck. I don't know if that's what I want to do though, but I have been noticing people that are like trying to keep Gardevoir alive.
Yeah.
Added the Mewtwo v Union back in. Yeah. And seems to be doing better. But
well, I know like a lot of people love that deck. Like they love that Gardevoir deck, and they don't want to see it die.
Yeah.
With the new rotation, so they're trying all kinds of new ways to keep it alive and keep it not just alive, but like a top tier deck. Mm-hmm. Which is what I'm kind of worried about with Miraidon, of it kind of becoming like, I don't think it's an A tier deck right now anyway. Like it had that, like against certain matchups it is, but it had that month of back in like November, December, whenever it was, where it was like it was killing, man.
Yeah.
And I'm worried with the new. I'm hoping that it'll be okay with Flaffy, being gone with energy stickers, EXP share, that it'll be able to survive and be like at least a competitive deck. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's a D tier deck or whatever, like lower, it's I don't know. I don't want to just get murdered every time I play.
Yeah.
Because it's still a fun deck. And it's, again, one that I really like. So I get why all the Guardy people are trying to keep it alive, with the new cards that are coming in. I wish that the Miraidon... Here's my thing about Miraidon. Okay. It's kind of a gambler's deck. Like, when it hits, you feel like you're on top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But then if your generators aren't going and they're not hitting, it's kind of a bad day.
Mm.
And like I've talked a little bit about like the Roaring Moon matchups that I've had. And I'm kind of 50-50 on them. Like on the two that it didn't go well, like both times my generators weren't hitting for anything. And I just got, demolished, which I guess that could be with any deck, but especially with Roaring Moon, if you're not able to take early knockouts on that deck, you're screwed.
Yeah. Well, my Garchomp competes pretty well against Roaring Moon.
Yeah.
I think
why? Explain.
Why?
Yeah.
Because Tyranitar and Garchomp are both very tanky. They both have over 300 HP.
Yeah.
So they're able to take some good hits. Mm-hmm. The only problem is Roaring Moon has the what's that ability called? The gouge ability.
Oh, the instant kill?
Yeah.
The knockout?
Yeah, instant knockout, which does 200 damage. So if I can kind of plan towards trading with a lot of Roaring Moons, and then the players typically get a little anxious when they're like, I took out one of his, but he also took out one of mine.
Yeah.
And then they start playing a little safer, and then I can continue to play aggressive and get some knockouts. So I've lost a couple Roaring Moon decks, but I've also gotten a good bit of wins against Roaring Moon. So
yeah,
I feel good against Roaring Moon. I demolished Charizard.
Yeah,
my deck is really good against Charizard.
Well, that's good.
All the pre-evolutions just crumble to my Garchomp.
Oh yeah, also because you're playing Garchomp.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So the water Garchomp.
Instant kills.
Yeah, and then Tyranitar is just so tanky, and they can't kill anything with one hit, right? They can't one hit anything. So then I just trade out to the bench because Garchomp is free retreat. Mm-hmm. And then I just keep poking damage. And
you don't play Iron Hands in yours, right?
No.
In the
I wouldn't have any energies to put on them.
Okay. I thought it was electric. Oh, but your attacks aren't.
No. The Tyranitar's attacks are technically electric, but I don't use electric energy. It uses fighting energy.
I thought the attacks that it uses are
electric typing, but they don't use electric energy.
Yeah, they use fighting energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what.
But the typing, since it's terrestrialized, does electric damage.
Did we ever find out the other day when we were playing on TCG Live, when you were trying to attack with your Tyranitar on my Miraidon or whatever it was,
and it didn't get a damage bonus?
Yeah.
It's because the Tyranitar is electric.
Yeah.
It's terrestrialized electric, so its movesets change to electric typing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So even though they use fighting
energy.
Yeah, even though they use fighting energy, they are technically electric.
But didn't it also... Now, hold on, though, because it did do double damage.
No.
On something of mine, didn't it?
No, that was when I attacked with my my Larvitar. Because before I evolved it, it wasn't terrestrialized, so it was technically rock, or ground or whatever. So it did do double damage because at that point it's authentic typing. So it had the bonus damage effect.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See, I thought that as long as the energy typing of the attack you're using, that's all that mattered. Mm-hmm. So as long as that's fighting and I'm electric, it's gonna do weakness on me, but not. Mm-mm. Interesting.
Yeah, that's why my Garchomp is super effective against the Charizard deck because it also does its ground moves, but it's counted as water type since it's terrestrialized or Terra or whatever you want to call it.
What?
Yeah, Terra typing.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a cool mechanic, but it is.
But we wouldn't have known that if we hadn't played the TCG or the TCG Live.
Yeah, that's why TCG Live is important.
I guess. Yeah, I thought it was a bug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I didn't know if you looked it up yet. Defiant.
Yeah, I
But that's
well, I didn't
why.
look it up. I just learned by playing some more.
Yeah.
So I saw it work. Like I did get like bonus damage against some water decks, and then I realized it was just counting as electric or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, I've apart from the decks, the TCG, like the League Night is what I want to do tonight is take my trade binder. I want to do that this time.
I almost put one together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to fill out mine.
Yeah. I literally almost brought both of my binders so that I could take out what I want to make into a trade binder from that into menu trade binder. But I had too much stuff and I was scatterbrained.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. It's okay. I brought some trades. It's just they're not in my binder.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, you look at other people's trades and then you can pull stuff out to see if they want them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted like seeing those kids go around like wanting to see if people trades. I was like, you know what? I think next time I'll bring my trade binder. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm still enjoy playing Miraidon, so I don't know when I'm gonna switch. I am currently, starting to build that Charizard deck just to fool around with it because I was like, I want to have something planned for something after rotation. So if Miraidon is totally obsolete, I want to have something already kind of going that I'm familiar with. So I was like, well, Charizard's pretty big right now. It's going to do fine in rotation, except for there is one card. What is it? De-Evolution?
Devolution, yeah.
Devolution. And something else just came out. I have to look on my phone. I heard somebody talking about it. That it could give problems to Miraidon. Or not Miraidon, Charizard.
Yeah.
So I need to look into that.
Devo is pretty good counter to any deck that uses rare candies.
Right.
Like my Garchomp Tyranitar deck uses rare candies. So I've been making adjustments as well. So like you can create you can add the middle evolution. So you can put more like Charmeleons or Gabites or whatever into your deck to like help like counter the devolution, because then you're not losing, like you only have 4 rare candies. If you use those and then they devolve, you're not going to, unless you get like something that pulls tools out of your discard. Yeah. Like you're kind of out of luck. But there's things like the Booster Shake. Booster Shake evolves. It pulls an evolution from your deck.
That's a new one?
No, it's older. Oh. Yeah. It pulls an evolution from your deck and immediately evolves the Pokemon, but it ends your turn. But it doesn't do a rare candy evolution. It doesn't skip. Yeah. It would just do the next in line. Yeah. However, that means that you could technically like have rare candies in your deck and booster shakes just in case. So let's say you drop a with my deck like a Gibble or a Larvitar, but I also have Gabite and Pupitar if I wanted to like have it as a substitution just in case I'm trying to conserve rare candies. Yeah. I can play the Booster Shake turn 1, evolve that to stage 2 immediately, and then turn 2, evolve to Tyranitar and Garchomp. And that way, if they do Devo later on, I'm only losing 1 evolution level, which just means I can play it right back into play next turn. And also, I save my rare candies just in case, and I got my evolution early on. In the match. Yeah. So there are some counters that I think people aren't using yet that I'm looking at.
That's how it always is. Like there's so many, like, I mean, even with the Miraidon thing again, like it's like that, the card that's rotating out in April, the Peony, that's been around since for what, 2 years now, 3 years now. Yeah. And it wasn't until what's his name at Charlotte that everyone was like, oh, that's broken as shit. Yeah. Actually. Why have we been playing Arvin this whole time? I think there's a lot of cards like that where you're like or maybe you just don't know about the card, but you're like, it doesn't, until someone plays it and you see it, you're like, oh my God, like that combination has such good synergy. It makes all the sense in the world. And then everyone starts playing it. And that becomes like the new way to play that deck.
Like what people should do if they like are trying, like what I've been doing, is with TCG Online, you can see all playable cards, like all standard league cards.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go and just read the cards, like just go through card by card, read the abilities of the Pokemon, read the trainers, like look at them, and you can study and find cards. Like I was working on my Armor Rouge deck, and it just needed something extra. Like it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. It felt like it was unfinished or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went through the card list, like the entire card list, and I just started scrolling and looking, and I found the Chi-Yu EX, which whenever you do its second attack, which only costs 2 colorless energy, or maybe it's 2 fire. Either way, it works because it's a fire deck. It places 3 energy from your deck onto your bench Pokemon, which is exactly what I need because my deck works with needing a lot of energy on the board.
Mm.
So adding that just helped me have another avenue of getting energy on the board that I was missing before, you know?
Yeah.
And I only found that by just scrolling through because
cards.
No one playing Armor Rouge was adding Chi-Yu, you know? And maybe that's not the answer that will make that a like tournament winning deck. Yeah. However, it definitely made it more playable. Because,
for you right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the same thing with my Garchomp Tyranitar deck. I'm using a deck list that I found from a guy that is really good at building decks.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a pretty high ranking like tournament player. And so I copied that, but I kept running into issues. And so I added the Avery card, the Avery trainer, which like discards your opponent's bench down to 3.
Yeah.
Which is really good against Charizard.
Yeah, it's really annoying against mine too.
Really good against Miraidon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And things like that, which, you know, help like whenever you make adjustments to build your deck to have like multiple defenses against all the different decks, then you're just gonna make that much better of a deck.
True.
And then I've been looking at ways to like mitigate that Devo issue. And I did that by just looking through the trainers, reading all the cards and saying like, oh, I feel like that would probably work to synergize with this defense and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, just building off of that. So yeah, I think it's great to listen to the greats and build decks that have been tested and proven to be great decks. But also like, you know, just because they're the best doesn't mean that they're going to have all the answers. Like, sometimes you'll think of something that works for you and that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I look at that all the time. Mm-hmm. Like in the Miraidon builds or even in like the new Charizard build that I'm doing. Yeah. I based it off of Azul's build. Mm-hmm. But like there are certain cards in that deck where I'm like, I don't like using those cards. Yeah. Like the what is it? Not the counter catcher, but the Pokemon catcher. No, he uses counter catcher. Or he uses 2 Lost Vacuums. And it's like, I don't think you really need to do 2 Lost Vacuums. Or what he uses, he doesn't have any switches in his deck. Like none. No escape rope, no switches. Yeah. And I'd be caught. I don't know if I'd be caught. Like if I'm caught with no switches in my deck, dude, come on. Like there's so many instances where like we've been playing or I've been playing with whoever. And it's like, I need to get this guy out like now. Like I need to get him. Well, and I guess maybe with something like Charizard, you're not as like energy conscious. Yeah. What's the hold on, let me check something real quick.
But also, like the thing is that these players also might just play at a level where they don't make those issues or they don't like run into those moments where they need to switch. Yeah. Like they're really good at setting up their board in a way that puts the right Pokemon out at the right time or whatever. And so the switch isn't as important to them. Whereas we might put something on the board and be like, shit. Actually, I need to get that. Yeah. So I think it's just, you know, I think it's something we'll learn as like new players, but I also believe that like it's just depending on how the person's play style, you know, like maybe some people like play as full commit, you know, they put something on the board and they plan on leaving that on the board and just working with it, you know?
Yeah. So I was just looking, the Charizard is 2 and 2. So 2 for the attack and then 2 for the retreat.
Yeah.
I guess it's not, if you've got another Charizard anyway, you're going to be putting, once you evolve that one, you're putting energy back on.
Yeah.
So it's not as big of a deal to worry about losing energy. But still, man, like if you're going up against anything like the stupid Snorlax stall, but I mean, given, like if I go up against a Snorlax stall, I'm scooping. I'm not even dealing with them. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not playing that. Mm-hmm. Like it's so annoying. So yeah, I don't know. But to your point, I think it is like awesome to take like the skeleton or like, you know, the guidelines of a deck and then make it your own. I mean, I think that's definitely part of the fun of this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean,
especially like because yours is almost like an anti-meta deck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I've never seen anyone else play Armarouge.
Yeah.
Like you're playing it. So like that's cool as shit.
Yeah, and I want to keep picking at it, and I think like the more sets come out, the more like Temporal Forces I'm super excited for. Mm-hmm. Like I'm just excited to keep picking at it because I would love to have built a deck almost on my own that wins tournaments, you know?
Yeah.
Like I would love to. That'd make me, because like, yeah, I can just learn how to play TCG and then just play the best deck in the game. Like I'll just play, you know, Mew EX or Mew VMAX or whatever it is and like dominate, but I'm just not going to feel as invested as if I like went through did the research, looked up the cards, like built my own deck and, you know, kind of championed with that, you know.
Yeah.
I do want to tell you though.
Okay.
That
you tell me. I am listening. I am just looking up so you're talking about Temporal Forces. I was going to go ahead and look up the new changes of like the main cards that are coming in. Mm-hmm. And go. I have decided that I think we should both try, but I definitely want to test to be a professor. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like people that like to get ordained, you know? Like I want to be a professor, bro. I want to get my professor license.
You want that little license? The little name tag?
I want my Pokemon professor license. I think it'd be dope.
That's funny.
Yeah, be a legal professor. I don't even think I'd use it. Like, I don't know if I have the time to like actually use the title to do league nights for people or anything. But I want it. I want it I want it on my resume. You know?
Yeah. That would be cool. And at the same time, like, it is cool to just like interact on a totally different level. Mm-hmm. Like. To be involved, to interact with to be involved with the TCG, and again, a totally different level.
Yeah,
like you're talking about, like not collecting, not playing, and like even that, but it's like even like it's just guiding.
Yeah,
like that's what would be really cool, especially with the kids.
Yeah,
like that's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I like I said when we went to league night the other week, where I was like, I want to be like
the cool uncle.
Yeah, I want to be the uncle that like helps all these kids. Like, and you know. I've been to league nights that have professors, and the professors are kind of like, you know, I don't want to be rude, but they're like, you know, kind of square and like, kind of uppity, and like they're babysitting the kids, but like it doesn't feel like they actually. I don't know. I mean, they got to do it because they like kids, but I don't know. I feel like they kind of treat them like babysitters rather than like. I love the way like kids think about things and interact with it, and I have a lot of patience for kids. So I feel like I could be a good professor because like you get excited with them, you know, like you just because there's this huge age gap and they think about things a little bit, you know, immaturely and silly sometimes, doesn't mean that they like their ideas or their thoughts are invalid or like, you know, whatever, meaningless. Like,
yeah,
I hang out, you know, talking to my nephew, like he's a kid, but man, he is so fun and so like quirky, and the things he says, he's like so intelligent, and the things he says are just like so funny. And I just love interacting with him because he like, it's a different level of interaction, like interacting adult to adult. Like we're on the same wavelength, like we're on the same competence level for the most part. Mm-hmm. You know, like I'm like here, you're like here, you know.
Whatever.
But with a kid, like it's very different. It's like two worlds, but that doesn't mean that they can't like, you know,
intersect.
Yeah, and like interacting with my nephew, like he's so funny, and I think it would be cool to like interact with a lot of kids like that maybe not have any adults in their life that like talk to them like their words mean something or their thoughts.
Yeah,
mean
well,
something.
even like their parents. So like the kids we saw the other week, like their parents were there with them, but it's like their parents are just being silly.
Yeah,
and it's like they're not taking it seriously,
right?
Because it's just like, well, I'm gonna take my kid to Pokemon League for a few hours and let them get that interaction and have that time, but like they're not taking it seriously or like there's nothing really invested in there other than the time spending with them.
Right. Like, don't get me wrong.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
it
a
really
great
is.
parent move to like encourage them to come to bring your kids to a Pokemon League night and play with them like in a way where like, you know, like to be supportive and stuff. And I think that's beautiful, but it also is like the same thing that you were saying, like the dad just like constantly making jokes about like he doesn't know what he's doing, so he's just gonna like
be silly and
almost like tease his kid for like liking Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's like I get it, but at the same time, like your kid's gonna pick up on that. You know?
Yeah.
Like he's like your kid's like appreciative that you brought him, that you're there, that you're playing, but also like you constantly like making jokes and like teasing him about the game. He's gonna be like, I know this is stupid, but I like it. You know, and that kind of creates a level of like distance.
Yeah, and like as you get older, like right now, like all those kids were like of an age where it's like they don't care. They're into something. They're into something. Yeah. But around that like 11 to 13 age, it's like you care about everything about what people think about you. And so it's like not only from your peers, but then like your parents like giving you that kind of like condescending type thing or that like patronizing type thing. That, I mean, that it makes a total world of difference of like what you're actually getting into. Yeah. You know, because at that age, like you have no confidence. Your only barometer of like confidence is like what your parents and the people, like those adults in your life that are supposed to be lifting you up. If they're not doing that, even inadvertently, like stuff like that, it's going to have an effect on them.
Yeah. And I think, you know, I feel like whenever we showed up at that league night and like those kids saw us, you know, I feel like there was probably a level of like admiration there where they like saw these like, where, you know, there are two types of like nerds, right? I mean, there's many types, but there's two like kind of like iconic pillars of being nerds. There's the, you know, the like over the top, like, you know, nerds.
The stereotypical.
I'm not gonna sit here and like describe physically what these guys look like.
Shit, that's me.
Yeah. But you know, there's these people that their nerdum is like all about themselves. Yeah. And they go at it very aggressively and, you know, kind of like make the room a little like stale feeling, you know, a little like
for sure.
And then there's people like us who like most of the people that meet me and most likely you too probably don't immediately think like, oh, this guy plays Pokemon TCG.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I literally just had this conversation.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people probably don't see that side of us. And then so to have like,
no, it's called being multifaceted.
Exactly. But for a kid, you know, to see these like two very standard looking, you know, mature adults come in and then rip out some decks and start playing with each other and then start like gushing over some pack openings. Yeah. Probably a good feeling as a kid to be like, oh.
Oh, like when I was talking to that kid with the Bulbasaur, it's like, you got the Ivysaur? He was like, yeah, man, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool because they see someone who is high functioning, like, you know, seems to have like their shit together. Yeah. But can also love that, you know, what other adults might see as childish or whatever. Like my nephew, whenever he found out that, you know, I watch anime or I collect like, you know, figures and things like that, he was so confused. He was like, why do you have toys? I was like, because I like them.
Yeah, because they're awesome.
Yeah, I like playing with toys. I like collecting cards. I like watching cartoons. Like, yeah. Just because I'm adult doesn't mean I want to stop. Like, whoever told the first kid that tried to like continue liking that stuff that it was uncool, is the dumbest adult alive. Yeah. Like, that was the biggest mistake of growing up, was thinking that I had to stop liking something because I was getting older.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's just again that's just like that stereotypical pressure that comes from that comes from your outside surroundings when you're around that age, when all of a sudden you're not thinking about just what you like, but you have that first inclination of like what's air quotes like cool.
Yeah.
And like that fear of not being accepted into something, you know? And it's like if you don't have something or someone in your life, whether it's like an older brother or sister or like the cool uncle or aunt or your parents or whatever, who do give you that foundation, and it's like, dude, whatever you like is awesome. Yeah. It's fine because you're into it. And if you're into it, I guarantee you other people are still going to be into it. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're going to find like-minded people. It's just that these people who you're surrounded by are not those people. Yeah. And that's fine. You're going to find other people later on down the road.
Yeah.
You know, or very nearly down the road at just a different physical place,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And also it's like a great way to like help kids be multifaceted like we are.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, not everyone's going to be into Pokemon TCG, but they're into something, and you can get into something with them, you know?
And so that might lead to something else.
Yeah, and that will most likely encourage the people around you to accept those other parts of you.
Totally.
You know? Like, I remember... Oh, bye-bye.
There we go. Easy, old girl.
I remember when I was in high school, I was on the football team, and...
You didn't play football. Don't lie.
I was a second year, I believe. Yes, because I was 16, so I had my car. Mm-hmm. And a new freshman came in, and he was already on... No, he was on JV with me, actually. Yeah, so we were both on the JV team. Almost immediately started bullying me.
Oh, wow.
Almost immediately. Because I was a little dorky, quiet kid on the football team, you know? And he was so mean to me for no reason. I literally don't even remember his name. I don't know if I ever knew his name.
Yeah.
He just immediately started bullying me. And I remember one day